Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We are proud to present our next speaker, Marissa Schmidt with Citrix. Please give her a warm welcome.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time with us today. So we're going to go through what we do from Citrix and AWS partnership. And so with this, we'll start a little bit at a high level, what we're trying to do for our customers to accelerate performance and for applications that they have, to make sure that we can deploy and be cost effective for any customers, whether it's on-prem with cloud or any deployments they want to do in cloud. And obviously, we also want to make sure it's still a security focus with compliance in mind, whether you want to deploy on-prem or in the cloud. So that's also important for us that it's a trusted environment as we do our testing. And because it's a global offer that AWS has, and with Citrix delivering that first-rate user workspace, then it really helps our customers as more customers move in a hybrid environment. So we'll start with the first 3 slides to give an idea of what is Citrix first. So then we'll go to use cases. I'll invite our partner, Eduardo Molina, to come on stage with me to go through from a use case perspective with a customer. So, but let's start with what we do from Citrix. So what we want to make sure that we have is the 3 divisions, right? The workspace, Citrix Workspace. Then we also have the networking division, as well as the analytics part. And our job as a company, as a really focus, is about connecting the user and the applications with the people, right? It's very important for us. So because we're in front of the applications from a networking side, then the workspace from the user side, we as Citrix can provide that connection to the applications with the people. And how are we going to do about doing that? It's providing it with intelligence workspace. That is our solution from the user perspective, from the workspace platform, as well as the endpoint management, and then the network side from the application delivery, SD-WAN, and gateway. Our focus will always be about making sure we have the experience from the user, as well as giving them the choice and security. So those are 3 pillars. If the end of the session, what you want to always remember, that is our focus from a company, and our roadmap as we move forward is our user experience, giving customers the choice, as well as providing security from the user to the applications. So how are we going to do that? It starts with the user productivity perspective, looking at it from the user analytics, workspace intelligence, do that organization, that automation, things that we do from upfront in a intelligence workspace solution. Then we have the performance side, providing the access control and the SD-WAN security, all of those functionalities to provide that acceleration of that app and application performance. No matter where you are, whether you're on-prem or in the cloud, that performance still important for our customers with security, as well as the load balancing and acceleration that we will always provide to our customers. So the user productivity use case, let's give an example. The example for us is to be able to connect through Citrix Workspace, single sign-on. We're delivering all that application, whether it's the SaaS, public, or in the data center, or whatever they are. And what happens is that we provide that information back to the Citrix Workspace and the application data that can be presented in a micro app scenario. And that's what we want for our customers to be able to see. And with that, we then feed that back to the Citrix Analytics tool to give that information back to you. So you as a user or you as a administrator can provide that user productivity use case, knowing where the problem is at any given time. The ability to go when you have any authentication errors or EPA method errors and be able to catch that in detail for providing you that gateway insight that customers are looking for is what we provide. Another example is through SD-WAN, because we can have also from a branch office perspective and making sure we provide that productivity wherever location, no matter what country they're in, you can have the SD-WAN in front of that Citrix Workspace solution and the Citrix ADC, formerly known as NetScaler, in front of those applications, still giving you that end-to-end user experience. Feeding it back to Citrix Analytics, which is important for our customers to give that visibility from the user to the app and to providing that performance information. Security is the second pillar. Second pillar is very important to us as well as part of Workspace, networking, and analytics, is because you want that data protection, whether customers go on-prem or in the cloud. Customers care about security. Security from the user side, from the access side, from the access control list to the single sign-on capability, who has access to which application at any given time, who has the ability to print, to cut and paste or whatnot. For each of those apps is critical to this use case. And the ability to have the security functionality, even the web application firewall from layer 7 application layer, or even the layer 2 to layer 7, the HTTP, DDoS protection, all of those capabilities are on the VPX on AWS today. The API secure gateway is also available, and of course the content profiles, all those threat protections, top OWASP, top 10, all of those things as part of the WAF solution we protect. Use case example, hacker comes in and steals that user credentials. That doesn't happen, right? No, everybody is secure. So for those, and it sees that information to that in the Citrix Analytics tool and actually blocks that user from disconnecting that user to connect. So that's really from the Citrix Analytics. Another approach, if it's going through the Citrix ADC with the web application firewall enabled, you can also get that protection and feed it back to the Citrix Analytics and back to the user. So that's really another approach from a use case perspective. Now, the last few slides is going to be on choice. Then we'll get Eduardo in. Choice is our third pillar from Citrix perspective of what we're trying to make sure we can provide to our customers, increase flexibility and avoid lock-in, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud or in a private cloud. That is their choice. What we provide there is increase that flexibility with any applications, can be any of the SaaS applications or private apps, custom apps that the Citrix Workspace can provide, and then any of the in a private cloud or in this case in AWS cloud that can provide that hybrid environment and any device to be able to access at any given time. So today morning, and I'm glad my session was in the afternoon because this morning was actually the AWS Outpost announcement at Keynote, and it helped me in this session to make sure that we can give an example of choice, giving customers the choice of deciding they want some on-prem and they also want something in the cloud and in a hybrid environment using the Citrix ADC with the AWS Outposts completely validated as of last week. So it really hot off the press. The blog went out right after AWS Outpost was announced, and so you see that in our Citrix blogs, as well as in the LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it. Every Twitter handle, I think, had it this morning. So it's a great opportunity to be partnered with AWS in this solution validation. Another choice is another hot off the press from the keynote this morning is our solution with VPC ingress routing. So that's an important new one because, you know, as for a lot of organizations, you have connections of VPC connecting to transit gateway, and then you have to have all the transit gateways connect to each other if you wanted all the VPCs to communicate with each other within that organization. So we have that ability to provide ingress routing for this solution while doing firewall load balancing. So it was a really unique use case. It was actually for a customer, and it just happened that it also works with the ingress routing as well, something new, and it really helped us make sure that this is leveraged for our customers. So big customers of ours that wanted to do firewall load balancing with better performance, and they were able to do that with the Citrix ADC and use the VPC ingress routing for connection to the high scalable in the internet. Okay, so the blog will also went out at 1 p.m. this afternoon. So again, another blog that you guys can read. It's on Citrix blog as well as in Twitter. Another choice is the cloud native AWS solutions we have. We know that we can work with our customers. This was a use case that was asked to make sure that AKS was working with our CPX. And CPX is our container solution of the NetScaler. And it works in a Kubernetes environment, and it works well with the Amazon AKS cluster. So again, it was another use case based on customer perspective, and another one that we have documentation, so anyone that's interested in that, you can deploy as well. Why customers like this is because they can use the same tools that they had for north-south traffic of all the MPX, SDX appliance, and the east-west traffic using the Kubernetes with CPX. Another high-performance one that also was proven last week based on all the testing was the 30 gig network throughput using the C5N, so the next generation of that instance type. So we work closely with AWS to get this done. And hot off the press, we can also do 100 gig of throughput in an auto-scale group. So very, very excited to do that for you guys today. Now with Citrix Workspace app, I wanted to bring in Eduardo to give a little bit of use case on that. And then he and I will go through and more examples of customer use cases as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Workspace app is the evolution of Citrix, right? Everybody has known Citrix as the company that gives me a VDI session. It's the company that gives me a publish application. This is the evolution of, right? Workspace with intelligence, as Marisa was mentioning, is the way that users can now access tools, whether they're hosted on your physical desktop or in the data center or in a public cloud environment. So integrated single sign-on to on-premises app, to cloud-hosted apps, to software-as-a-service applications. Yeah. It gives us that content. And industries, whether it's higher education, whether it's healthcare, whether it's finance educations, they all have a tie into it. You know, back to choice, right? There might be this one app that because it's a client-server 32-bit application, you're hosted on premises. But there might be another 50 applications that you can move to the cloud and use, you know, elasticity of AWS to grow and go back. So that's what the Workspace app is going to give you guys to be more proactive, to get rid of the, oh, you want me to grow and get these 100 users into the environment? Sorry, I have to go and buy and procure hardware and get the storage. With AWS instances, you can scale up and scale down on demand using your existing subscription. So it's a very fast way to not only integrate your different sources of applications, but also leverage the resources that your users have on those laptops, right? There's a SaaS application, Workday, that you're gonna click on it through the Workspace app and then open it with your local browser, not having to publish a browser that is hosted. So you can still leverage your resources and still create all the security that you wanna have, like Marisa was talking about, no printing, no copy pasting, no network drives, because if that user might be using their own personal device, you don't want that Workday information to be saved local. So you can disable all those things by using the Workspace app to present that information to the end user.
Yeah. Other items here, you can may as well stay because we only have 4 more minutes. Is that how you would want to check your VDI management and how you want to connect that, and if you're thinking about how you connect it to the cloud, to the AD cloud, all those different things, we have many documents and guides for you guys to do this. So how you do the on-premise and AWS region as well, and using the Citrix cloud as that connection, okay? So very important. And then the most popular integrated SaaS apps are here. All the different ones that we support, a lot of them, 120 plus, if I remember correctly. And then we also have workspace integrations in Slack and different places. The endpoint management with secure mail, that's what we all use internally. So all of those are available for you guys. And the endpoint management is here as well, the MDM, the productivity apps all together in one place. I was discussing from the beginning was also the Citrix analytics. This is the machine learning part from the end user perspective, from the apps, all providing that all those different solution areas, giving you the end-to-end solution for all the visibility that you need. So with that, the customer use cases, we have many of customer use cases. This one is the financial institution that wanted to make sure they have some workload in the cloud, extend some from on-prem. Again, 6,000 users on AWS, and really running at least 200 full-time production users. And then for you?
This was an example of what we did. So this customer said, we don't want to continue to support hardware on premises. We're done with managing data centers. So we started at 2,000. They're at 8,000 users now. They moved their whole data center to AWS. So as part of choice, as Marisa was mentioning, they have load balancing for all their applications. So because we're now doing ADCs with native Citrix ADCs on AWS, we were able to cut and paste those rules and put it into the NetScaler's ADCs on Citrix, on AWS, without having to do any transformation. It was very seamless. We then used Citrix Cloud as the control plane and integrated the VPC for presenting apps and desktops from it. We were able to grow from 2,000 users to 8,000 users in one day because we're using the AWS scalability, right? We're using a Citrix feature, it's called Smart Scale, to bring things up and down. So in the evening hours where the business is not as active, they process mortgages for United States. You know, we bring all the equipment down, all those instances down, and we save them 70% of their money that they're paying during the day by bringing things up and down automatically. Using analytics, we can actually start bringing the environment up as needed. And also using analytics, we can say, hey, Eduardo Molina normally connects into the environment from Cincinnati, Ohio, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Why is he trying to log in from China at 1 a.m.? He's not there. I'm going to log that account out. I'm going to let people know that there was an attempt for intrusion. So that's another example of how would you have done it.
Yeah, yeah. And we have many more, but we only have 1 more minute, so I'm gonna go just pass right through. But it's really, this one is a use case with a travel center in Australia with 750 locations in North America. So ranked number 10 in the Forbes list. Again, why Citrix? Why Citrix NetScaler, Citrix ADC, global load balancing, the ability to do hybrid environment on-prem and in different AWS environment regions is what they were looking for. Same thing here for ARIA is another use case with customer that needed cloud-native functionalities with Kubernetes, CFT templates needed to be used, WAF, SSL offload, all of that is here migrating into the cloud with AWS. So again, many of these use cases. So last but not least is giving you what that picture would look like, where Citrix ADC NetScaler reside from Citrix Workspace, from the user side, and Citrix ADC in front of the applications, and of course the analytics in all of them. Okay? So with that, AWS and Citrix powers a better way for people to connect. Again, the people, connecting the people with the applications. Thank you.